Okay, good evening, folks. Once again, welcome back, and we are together with YB Syerleena.
Oh yes, our main guest for tonight.
Thank you very much, YB, for
The
taking
rockstar.
time to come here. Our very own Penang rockstar.
Penang Rockstar. Woohoo! And just in case you want to ask YB, you can actually type down at the comment section. Please do that.
Yes. Feel free, okay?
Feel
okay.
free.
YB, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself before politics?
Right. Well, before politics, before becoming a state
Yes.
assembly woman, I served as a city councillor for MBPP, Majlis Bandaraya Pulau Pinang, for 3 terms. And then before that, I was helping out with YB Syerleena and when he was still the parliament member of parliament.
Yes.
And again, backtrack before that, I was, I ran a water sports and recreation company in Batu Ferringhi. I was a director for one of the companies. And I was very much active in outdoor sports. And also I was teaching, kickboxing.
You were a kickboxing instructor.
So
I was,
guys,
a long
don't
time
play
ago.
play. Don't play
my
play.
Long time ago. And so that's pretty much what I did. And I was also in bands. I played music. And so
You play the guitar, yeah?
Yes.
The last we saw YB was during our Christmas special last
Yes,
year.
right,
Christmas special.
Yeah, together with YB Syerleena and also with YB Chris.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
awesome session.
That was fun. That was fun.
Hopefully you guys, if you guys missed it, you can go on to our
YouTube.
YouTube channel.
Yes.
Chewa, now got YouTube channel.
And watch it. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, YB. First of all, congratulations. You just got married.
Oh yes, congratulations.
Yeah,
Thank you.
congratulations.
I got confetti.
Congratulations. Okay, how do you juggle marriage, politics, and a rock band all at the same time?
All in one go.
Well, honestly, I mean, you make it seem like it's difficult. Actually, it's not, because it boils down to, for example, time management. It's how you divide your time and how you delegate certain tasks and so forth. But coming back to marriage life, it's great. It's great, and it's actually, it makes things easier in the sense that I have a partner, I have a best friend who can help out, and we do share household chores, things like cooking and so forth. It's
Household chores.
Yes, it's a 50-50 partnership, and it's beautiful. It's wonderful. And again, coming back to your question about juggling, politics and music, and this is something that I've noticed. It's quite a very uncommon thing in Malaysia, right?
Yes.
Because our perception is that if you're a politician, that's all you do. Which is not fair, because you
How
do.
boring is that?
I wouldn't say boy. It's just it's just time for a change, lah.
Yes.
Because we do have politicians who go out and play golf, right? Yes. So substitute the golf clubs with, say, a guitar or drums. It's the same thing.
It's much better, right?
Yeah, that's much better. It's it's still active. Yeah, and also it follows your interests as well. What you call the passion is there.
Yeah, and also when you're out playing, be it sports or even playing music, it's a great way to release stress.
Correct.
Yes,
It really is.
correct.
It's just like go.
In the meantime, if you guys would like to check out YB's music, YB Syerleena is in your band also, right?
Yes, he is. Yeah.
They are called Pre-Wayat.
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 It's right down here.
Go to
Already flag
YouTube,
it.
check them out. Pre-Wayat. They've got some good singles. Rock
Thank you.
singles.
The one, the Beyond song was good, right?
That was a cover.
Yeah,
That
it
was,
was good.
yeah.
It was good.
And we did it in Bahasa.
Yes, did it in Bazaar.
yes.
That's why I say it's good. All right, YB, why did you choose to join DAP when there are so many other parties out there?
Okay. This is a question that I get asked a lot. Why DAP and why not the other parties? I mean, honestly, when you look at the surface, yes, in Malaysia we have a lot of different parties.
Yes.
But for me, being who I am, being from Penang, seeing how DAP has reformed Penang, and again being who I am and
Yes.
my mindset, whatnot. You know, DAP was the one party that I thought had my voice.
Yeah.
I mean, the main fact is this. I truly believe that as Malaysians, we should be given equal opportunities. Yeah?
Correct.
Yes.
Of course.
We should not even think about, oh, this particular, group of, section of people should get more rights than the others. You know, the idea of identity politics, especially in this day and age, in the 21st century, we don't have any space for that anymore.
The 3 R's, is it?
The 3 R's.
Yes.
And
No more, please.
No more.
I think everybody is sick and tired of those old ways. But it still works.
Unfortunately, it still
Yeah,
works.
huh?
It does. But I do believe that for Malaysia, if you want to change things, it will take about a few generations, maybe
Yeah.
two
Yes.
generations. So what we have to do is just continue the fight and make sure that, when we have younger generations, younger Malaysians, our kids and so forth, we tell them this is not right.
Yes.
This is what we should be pursuing instead.
Yeah, it's a long fight. It is.
Yeah. That's why we need more young and vibrant leaders like yourself to lead us, not the
Yeah, correct. No,
Ayo.
those already in power and
Yeah,
then come
yeah.
back again and want to be in power.
for decades and decades they are using
Yeah,
the
still the
same
same technique.
tricks.
Yeah,
but it
correct.
still works.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. It still works.
I think it still kind of works because this is something that we have been so conditioned. Because think about it. Malaysia, we've been under one particular coalition for 6 decades.
Correct.
And it was only until 2018 we saw that change.
Yes.
So we will get there. It's just a question of, just not giving up and continuing.
Like YB, you mentioned we've been conditioned in that.
Yeah.
Has it something to do with our education system or? What do you think?
To an extent, yes.
Yes,
I mean, I am someone who believes education is the way forward. If you want to really push for sustainable, long reforms and whatnot, education. And right now, there's a lot of issues that have not been addressed. The quality of education. And not only that, I do feel for the teachers. The teachers are overburdened. They're stressed out. And then also now, faced with the pandemic, right? Schools have to, classes are all online. And that has also brought forth a number of issues, such as, for example,
Challenges, I think.
Challenges.
Yeah.
We have a lot of B40 students, right? And think about this. During the pandemic, they don't have access to internet. They don't have gadgets. So what happens to these kids? Unfortunately, they've been left behind.
That's right. And when the school opened in stages, like we mentioned on our last show, the teachers, they have to be in school to teach those attending school.
Yes.
And then they have to go to the teacher's room
Correct.
to go online
For the online classes.
for the online classes for the standard 1, standard 2, standard 3.
It's too much.
Yeah. It's fantastic how they cope with that.
Correct.
It is. And my father was a secondary school teacher.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So when it comes to teachers, I do have a soft spot because I do know how hard
They work.
and how underappreciated.
And they have to
now.
grade papers online. It's quite challenging, because everybody is submitting at different times because
Yes.
you and they have to open one by one the account.
Yeah.
And then after they mark, they have to send
Send
back.
back.
Susah.
Susah, banyak.
So good job to all the teachers out
Yes.
there. Big thanks to all of you.
So now, who is your biggest influence?
I don't really have one particular,
Mentor.
Person or mentor.
I do believe that, in life we come across many individuals, be it our close friends, teachers, parents. And all of these encounters that we come across, these people do have an influence in how we think and how we live
Little bit
life.
by little bit.
Yeah.
So all of them shape who you are today.
I do believe in general. I mean, this is something that it happens to everyone. But if you want to be specific as to who are my greatest influences, I would have to say my parents.
Your parents.
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Oh.
And, seeing how the challenges that both of them face.
Both of your parents are educators, right?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
So my father was a secondary school teacher. My mom was a lecturer in USM.
What was that like growing up?
Interesting.
Is it very strict?
Interesting.
I wouldn't say strict. We strict to a point, yes, but it was a household where filled with discourse lah. So we had a lot of discussions. My father, my mom, especially my father, would just ask me all these questions. Besides, how was school? Because back then, I don't know if you all remember Aliran.
Aliran?
Aliran. It's
Yeah.
Currently, it's one
Yeah,
of Penang's
Stream.
oldest.
Oh, streams.
Ah.
Okay. Yes.
But Aliran is also one of the oldest human rights organization. And back then in the 80s, they had the majalah Aliran
Oh,
Monthly.
Aliran, majalah. Yeah.
And my father would subscribe that, and he would just put those magazines on my table and say, hey, you know what? Na baca. Dia panggil saya Na, nama pendek. Just read that. So yeah, I would just read it, and then after that, he would just ask me questions, like, what do you think of this? And he would just present me newspapers like Utusan lah dan sebagainya. I said, just read.
Oh.
Yeah. So
My time was Kuntum.
I remember Kuntum.
Yeah.
My time was all
Kuntum was
only.
more primary, I think.
Yes.
The Aliran all is secondary.
Right, but secondary I was not much of a reader also as well. not much. Seriously, very bad.
Then what were you?
I was a nerd, so it's alright.
Secondary hancur lah myself. Hey, yo.
Okay, YB. As an assemblywoman for Seri Delima,
Yeah.
what have you done for Seri Delima? And how will you rate? I see my Seri Delima.
Oh, is it the side?
My
Yes.
Seri Delima campaign.
Branding.
How successful is your My Seri Delima campaign?
That is a question I do believe that, that's a question you would have to ask the people living in Sri Delima. But I do have faith in what my team and I we do. And in the past 3 years that I've been representing Sri Delima, coming from a background where a councillor background, what we've done is trying our best to help upgrade the facilities, especially in Seri Delima, Island Glades especially. We
Yes.
have a lot of issues such as, old longkangs that need to be upgraded. And it's always a question of funding. And this is where, it's very difficult, especially since we lost, the federal administration. As we all know, we're back to the days where funding has been completely cut.
Correct.
From federal to state.
Okay.
So trying to come up with, whatever restricted pool of allocations that we have and making sure that it goes to the right facilities. The most current upgrading that I've done in my area are the 2 basketball courts in Japanese Garden as well as Island Glades.
Yes, beautiful.
Thank you. And also the futsal court in Taman Tun Sadon. And for me, I do believe that one of the best ways to address youth and making sure that youth stay away from the vices is to provide outdoor facilities, making sure that sports and so forth it's upgraded so they can use it.
Give them facilities.
Yeah.
Not like those days, our time, huh? Not so many facilities like to this one. It's either if you are not a footballer, there's badminton court. There's 2 things only.
This one, yeah.
And
So nowadays
we
it's
don't
like-
play badminton in the court. We play in the lorong.
Yeah, the lorong.
Or the gates.
The
Yeah, or
gates.
the gates.
So like those days and compared to now, it's like it's a world of difference already. The changes is so much, you see.
Yeah.
And my wife's house is actually at Lorong Delima 11.
Okay.
Yes,
11, so it's very near.
Very
Very
near.
close by.
Just walk only can see your office already. So yeah, there's a lot of changes ever since what you call DAP took over.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like because from there you like what you say, like broken longkangs, a lot that happened.
lot.
Yeah, but everything has already been
And
taken
but
care of.
There's still a lot more that needs to be done.
Yeah, I think
From your Facebook post, I see, wow, really, man, you really
Every day got update.
every day
one.
got update one. It's like really out and out. Well, it's like it's so different.
It's refreshing that representatives are actually doing work and not politicking. Everybody now,
it's-
politics. Ayo, my goodness.
And
Yeah.
this is something that needs to be smashed lah. The whole idea that you have politicians that don't really go to the ground for whatever reason. This is the mindset that creates that misconception that politicians are of a certain type. But fast forward, like what we have right now, we do have a lot of leaders,
Yeah.
and not even just political leaders, but also like MPKK leaders and so forth. We are, on the grounds.
Last time to even see our Wakil Rakyat,
Oh,
to even see
There's a
him
line.
is difficult. Oh my
yeah,
goodness.
yeah, that's a line.
Have to be some big function only they come.
So now the young leaders like especially you, Chris. Chris also recently, but I saw there's there's a fire over at the Pulau Tikus
2 a.m.
market.
Yeah.
2
terbakar.
a.m. is there. So those days I don't think we can find leaders that
Got
wakes
lah.
up also.
Banjir time, Lim Guan Eng also got.
No, not that.
Way before
way
that.
before
Oh,
that.
way before that. Oh, no lah, I
Way
cannot
before
see.
that, I don't think so. Also.
Last time was Raya, I think,
That's
in
right.
Island Glades.
Yeah.
Can see him many. I think every Sunday you can see him walking around.
Correct.
Genting there.
Ray's dad also quite famous there.
Ah,
as well.
yeah,
the
yeah,
one
yeah.
wearing the
Yes.
cowboy hat.
He's very good also.
Yes.
Okay, with the high numbers of COVID
Yeah.
nowadays in Penang, and I heard a lot of schools kena. Huh?
A lot of schools.
Why are the
I
schools
think.
still open?
That's a good question.
Okay.
I want to know as well to the federal government, why are the schools not being shut yet
16 positive cases, right?
in
Yeah.
one of the schools in Seberang?
Huh.
And the other day I spoke to the two reps, the MP as well as the Adun there,
Okay.
and everybody is just baffled. The fact is, first of all, number one, if you want to open the schools,
Yeah.
which is fine, why start with primary schools? Why not the
Secondary
where,
school, yeah.
where you do know that control would be easier,
Yes.
right? And second, when you have evidence of these clusters or even a few cases, shut it down.
Huh.
Shut it down, move to online, and then just sanitize and do whatever is necessary to prevent an outspread. But
Is
I'm
the
speechless.
state government powerless in this? Because it's the education ministry, right?
Yes, that's right. So the unfortunate scenario for us is that when it comes to certain things such as school closure and opening, state does not have power to do that. That comes directly
so
under
under
federal.
State can only advise.
Yes.
So what is the steps the state government is taking to ensure that Penangites are still safe from all this?
Well, for state-wise, what we are doing is making sure that, again, the best is making sure all of Penangites follow SOPs.
SOPs.
SOPs. This is the one phrase that we have been, repeating for the past year. Follow SOPs, and it's really not that difficult. Wash your hands, wear your face mask,
Yeah.
and
Social
Send.
distancing.
Yeah.
But everybody has already been very lenient towards it already. You can see everybody's going out, even though it's CMCO, but it's still, I think also they can't actually be cooked up at home anymore. They just want to go out.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go out, but make sure you follow the SOPs.
That's the
Yeah,
thing.
Can go
That's the
out.
thing.
Not to say you cannot go out. It's
Yeah,
CMCO,
correct.
man.
CMCO, yeah, you
no
can,
more MCO.
but it's still everybody is like going here and there, and then too crowded.
Yeah.
A lot of places which is very crowded. So I also I'm quite scared towards that. So okay, as a state assemblyman, who strive to make Penang a better place, all right. What would you? Okay, now I'm actually reading. What would be an ideal Penang to you?
An ideal Penang for me.
Yes.
Yeah, is this is
And
this
what are
is
the challenges that you face?
okay. We'll go to the challenges. Challenges for Penang is, I think the obvious is infrastructure, and the fact that, let's talk about Penang Island. Penang Island is quite small,
Correct.
Yes.
but our population is increasing, and not only that, I mean, we want to be able to provide jobs, especially right now with what's going on with the pandemic. We want to
Yes.
provide jobs for families out there. And, we have to find a way to address development and sustainability and the environment. And this is definitely the one main challenge for Penang. Second is, when we talk about development, obviously that's going to cost money, allocations and whatnot. This is another challenge. How can Penang draw in the
Investors.
investors and so forth? And another challenge would be, Penangites are very opinionated, which is great, which is wonderful. I love it.
Yeah.
And, Penangites themselves, ourselves, provide a good check and balance for the governments and whatnot. So continue with that. For me, an ideal Penang would be able to address all of the things that I mentioned. And, we look at other countries, Singapore, Hong Kong, even Australia. We can draw comparisons of what works for societies and whatnot. It would be best for us to have, what we call like town hall sessions. I think we need more frequent town hall sessions where we actually listen to
With
the
the
needs of
people,
the
yeah.
people. That's very important.
All
And
right.
yeah.
Okay. You've even had death threats before, right?
Oh.
What was that like?
Well, the first time when
Were you scared or
I mean, who wouldn't be scared, right?
Oh yeah.
It's like one day you wake up
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
you receive this, and it's like, wow, what type of animosity is this? But it tends to happen a lot, and which is not. I'm not saying that it's a normal thing. It should not be normalized
Yes.
into society, but it happens to even Raya received some threats.
Yeah,
even
yeah,
Maria Jin.
But I would think Raya is more towards the controversial type. Is it? He's more outspoken. He shouts macam-macam in parliament. Got a lot of videos of him.
A lot of videos, yeah. So one of the things that led to that was obviously a few years ago when I wrote a statement questioning certain things. There was an issue with one of the sermons in KL. And I do believe that when it comes to sermons, khutbah Jumaat, you are given a platform and you should be preaching positive values. You should be preaching respect.
Yes.
And not trying to divide certain Malaysians, right?
Correct.
So I wrote a statement and I questioned that. And then, as usual, people tend to twist and turn. And all of a sudden, one day I woke up and there was this huge poster circulating saying that kononnya I intended to destroy Islamic institutions and tried to get Christianity as the official religion in Malaysia. Again, which is ridiculous. It's nonsense. But again, that boils down to the 3 R's that we mentioned. Now, obviously being in DAP, for whatever reason, it makes us easier targets. And
Yes,
so more
yes.
so when you are a woman. So that's basically what happened. The gist of it, in a nutshell.
They say like it's easier to bully a woman. And
It is. It shouldn't be though.
But it hasn't stopped you, right?
No.
Just keep going.
YB has become stronger and
And
stronger.
it should never stop anyone at all, regardless of what religion or gender you are.
Yeah.
Yes.
Come. Did the police actually catch anybody?
Okay, yes.
Really?
After about seven police reports,
7.
and seven police reports, 7 press conferences. This actually happened when we took over the federal administrations in 2018. That's when it happened, and that's when we started seeing actual actions being. So the police, I mean, they have been very cooperative. So, yeah.
Okay.
Wow. It's quite
Not easy.
not
you
easy.
know,
No.
huh?
It's quite hard.
Serving the people and then get threatened by the people somehow.
So
But not everybody lah. Huh?
It
Just
becomes
one.
like who's who already now after that.
But when I just want to say that when anyone's facing that situation, that's why it's very important to have a support system, and
Correct.
you have people who can advise you on legal terms. What are the next steps that can be done? We all have rights. We all have
Support
rights.
system.
Support.
You mean like your not besides your husband, like in your team, who are your support system?
I mean, for example, if this were to happen to anyone, I mean, not anyone of an elected rep or whatnot, you can always find help with, your local adun kawasan.
Okay.
Yeah,
They can give
yeah.
advice.
True.
You can also go to, say, your parents, schools and whatnot. Maybe not schools, but whoever you trust. Basically, we need to make sure that people understand there are resource centers. The local NGOs, for example.
Yes.
So ada.
Don't be scared, all right?
Exactly.
If you're not wrong, don't be afraid.
And we already come to the end of the segment. But before we go, any last words or any advice for our viewers out there? Since the comment is quite a lot there as well.
Well, yeah, I just want to say, I think the obvious is, until we finally see an end to this pandemic, I hope everyone watching just continue to social distancing, follow the SOPs. Because the most important thing right now is making sure that Penang, Malaysia, and especially Penangites, we're able to fight and come back and bounce back. And because this is the one thing that's always beautiful about the Penang spirit is that we always bounce back, right?
Yes.
Kita bangkit. Yeah, kita bangkit.
Because we are stubborn.
And very brave. Yeah.
Oh, Jack just said it. Penangites are stubborn. But it's
And
true.
I'm sure all of us can do it because we've been doing it for 1 year. Please.
Come on, a little bit more.
And our CM
months to
has
go.
asked all of us, please register yourself for the vaccination.
Yes, please, my
we
Sejahtera.
want the herd immunity ASAP.
Yes.
And also, I just want to add a few things. Thank you for reminding. Not just myself, but a few other aduns. Yeah, everyone's actually doing massive mass registrations. So if you are interested, anyone watching interested, and you're not sure of how to register, actually registering is very easy. You can do it through the My Sejahtera app. But if you're not sure, check your respective adun kawasan Facebooks. Get in touch with them and find out where the nearest kiosk pendaftaran is.
Okay.
Well, yours is in your
Office, no?
Office?
No, it's actually not in the office. We actually try to target the popular spots. So, for example, Astaka Taman Tusat Don.
Oh, okay.
That's one. And then the Pasar Malam that happens on every Wednesday. And then also some of the kopitiams and such as Seri Delima Enam, Good Corner, and then also some of my MPKKs have also started to do registration at various flats, apartments.
Okay,
Yeah,
all
so
right, cool.
We'll be there.
So get yourself registered, guys.
Yeah, better do it now.
Have you been vaccinated?
I've registered.
Oh,
Yeah.
but not yet.
Not
I've
yet.
registered, yeah.
Okay. I thought MPs. Oh, MPs.
MPs. Not yet. So,
That another session, all right? Okay. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
YB Syerleena, thank you for joining us tonight.
and that's all the time we have today. See you guys next week at the Spotlight Show.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.